Hello and welcome to this podcast on muscle re-education. This is a topic that I've been reading a lot more about and seeing more in podcasts and so on. But to know what's interesting, it doesn't exist. There is no such thing as muscle re-education. The muscle is dumb. You can't educate a muscle. The muscle only knows one thing: contract when stimulated or not to contract. That's it. A muscle can't do anything else. Well, of course, it can relax after it contracts. So I take that as a given. You contract, and it relaxes when a stimulus is removed. So where does re-education come from? There's no re-education. Education means learning something new and different, and then applying it. So I Googled it. What does it mean? Well, when I Googled it, muscle education, re-education did not show up. Neuromuscular re-education showed up. Now, this is a different ballgame. Neuromuscular means it's nerve and muscle. And of course, in the body, it's the nerve that stimulates the muscle to contract. But the nervous system is educational. Take that back. Is educatable. I hope that's right. You can teach the nervous system different things. You can modify the nervous system. This is especially true in the young ages. The nervous system is very plastic, very pliable. You can modify and change it very quickly. This is why the early years are so great for teaching skills. This is where your education starts coming in. You have basic reflexes. And this is what you really change in the body. It's the reflexes. So when a certain stimulus hits, like I want to hit the ball, and then you swing, well, that's a reflex. The swing is a reflex once it's learned. But as you're learning it, you're working on the reflexes. So rather than talking about muscle re-education, why don't we start talking about the real thing? It's teaching the nervous system. And this means teaching skills. I'm talking about an athlete here. The people who keep promoting this muscle education, I don't think they're really dealing with athletes, even though they say it applies to athletes. If it applies to athletes, it's a waste of time. That's my educated opinion. And why do I say that? Because this is something that's not new. We've been doing this for years. When I first got started in this field, I was doing, quotes, muscle re-education. We were working on skills. This was a big part, not only of physical education, but also in sports. The teaching of skills. This is paramount. If you want to be an athlete, it's the skills that you must learn. Once you learn the skill, then you want to improve the skill, your ability to execute the skill. This is where all the other supplementary training comes in. This is where strength training comes in. This is where speed training comes in, flexibility training, and so on. Any type of training that you're doing, it should be to enhance or improve or teach skill. This is the bottom line. So why don't we concentrate on teaching skills? This is the heart of all athletic achievements. They have to execute the skill. Somebody breaks the world record in 100 meters. Well, isn't that a skill? The skill of running? But in this case, running fast. So we've added speed to the running. A home run hitter. This entails the skill of hitting a ball. Once you learn how to hit the ball, we can enhance it to be able to hit the ball further with more accuracy and so on. In terms of the concept of re-education, to be more specific, we can say that we've also been doing this for many, many years. The re-education came in the form of corrections. When somebody already has a skill developed, that means they already have a neuromuscular pathway developed. And if it's incorrect or inefficient, we must break that pathway, nervous pathway, and establish a new one. This is re-education. And we can do this. And we've been doing this for years and years. But now we can do it in a more sophisticated manner. I developed a new method with the use of specialized strength exercises. Keep in mind that specialized strength exercises are used to develop strength together with skill. They're twofold. So when we do this exercise, we're learning a new neuromuscular pathway and developing strength in this neuromuscular pathway. The strength is needed to carry out the movement. We need strength for that movement. But we need strength of the muscles in exactly the same manner as the use and execution of the skill. So by doing the specialized strength exercises, we're correcting technique, or we're breaking the old habit and reestablishing a new habit. This is the crux of re-education. So to make a big issue out of muscle re-education, we should be making a bigger issue out of neuromuscular learning skills, not learning or teaching exercises that make you go through a certain pattern that may or may not be used in sports. There's nothing wrong with doing some of these exercises that are called re-education exercises, but are they for athletes? If it's for an athlete, you should determine what action or what reflex needs changes in order to improve their athletic performance. If you're not seeking improvement of athletic performance, it's literally a waste of time. Why do it if it's not going to make your athlete better? Now, there are other reasons for doing things, but this should be primary. We want to improve performance of the athlete. So anything we can do along these lines, we should be doing it. And if it's going to be neuromuscular re-education, then it should be done for a purpose. We should know exactly what we're trying to change. What are we trying to improve? Then we can do the exercise to do this. And we should use specialized strength exercises. And to give you a good example of what specialized strength exercises are like in various sports, see many of the books that I've written. Explosive golf, explosive running, explosive basketball training, explosive plyometrics. Then it's got the tennis, the forehand and backhand. Goes into analysis with specialized exercises to develop the different shots. So a lot of this is already available for you. Go to these sources, do some of these exercises that is specialized to the sport, and more specifically to the joint action. This is what you're trying to improve, a joint action. Then we start making a better athlete. Okay, if you have any questions on this topic, feel free to write me or write us, and I'll be glad to answer and try and help you out. Okay, so if you need more information, visit our website, Dr. Yessis, that's DOCTORYESSIS.com. Okay, till the next podcast.